first discussion action item is to consider action related to upcoming city events and other outdoor gatherings in excess of 100 people and all related issues under the authority of section 418.108 of the Texas Government Code and pursuant to Executive Order GA-28. We have one person from the public that would like to speak. Mr. Watts, would you go ahead? You have 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Penn and City Council. Appreciate it. Yes, on this topic, Governor Abbott issued Executive Order GA-28. And point 5 authorizes cities, in this case within city limits, for the mayor to approve gatherings, outdoor gatherings in excess of 100 people. My encouragement to the mayor is that this upcoming July 4th celebration should continue to be approved. My feedback is that to consider changing the outdoor celebration that many of us have grown up with, many of us enjoy, a July 4th celebration, there has to be some sort of extremely dangerous situation that would warrant that. And my perspective is there is not some sort of crisis that would warrant somehow changing the in-person July 4th celebration that has been planned so far. Last week, when Governor Abbott issued his executive order, hospital executives in the Houston area especially spoke up and said there is no capacity issue with our ability to take care of folks who may come down with COVID. These were the chief executives of Houston Methodist, Memorial Hermann Health System, St. Luke's Health, and Texas Children's Hospital said we are well prepared for even more growth in COVID-type cases. So there's no sort of capacity issue that would make such an event dangerous to the public. And then if you look at the current data from the Texas Department of State Health Services, and when you zero in on the Dallas region, there's tremendous capability, no shortage in the hospital systems to treat and take care of the very small minority of folks who get COVID and need hospitalization. Within the Dallas area, there are nearly 3,000 open hospital beds.
Mr.
today.
Watts, I apologize to have to interrupt, but it's been your 3 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry,
Okay.
you do have 1 more minute. Someone gave me the wrong time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought it seemed a little short. No, there are 3,000 open beds in the Dallas hospital system. We have more open hospital beds than most regions have total beds. We have 442 ICU beds open. So my point is, my feedback for consideration by you this evening, Mayor, is there is plenty of capacity. There is no crisis. There is no undue danger. People need this sort of celebration of their liberty and of who we are as a people. So I encourage the city to make sure this is approved and moves forward. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, do we have anybody else from the public that called in to speak? Okay, then I will open it up for council comments if we'll take it one at a time.
I'd like to speak.
Go ahead, Mr. Myers.
I've put a whole lot of thought in this whole situation, and I know different cities have done different things. It's kept me up at night longer on several nights, but I would ask that the city council not overthink this thing. Forney is in a unique situation in that our park is 170 acres. We have plenty of room in our park for even the past capacity that's shown up for this event to social distance. Everyone in the country now knows what we need to do in order to make this thing either lessen or go away, and that's to wear masks and to social distance. We have plenty of room to do that at our event. In fact, I would say that if we were to close our park and still do only fireworks, much of the public's going to go to different various parking lots throughout Forney to watch the fireworks, and they're going to have less of an opportunity to social distance than they would if they were to be at our park. I think that it's difficult for me. I don't think it's my place to tell people that they can't be independent on Independence Day. This is important. I think that people that are going to be at this event, that will go to this event, they're working at an office with other coworkers. They're at Splash Kingdom. They're at perhaps the zoo. They're at the mall. They're at a community pool. People that are going to get out are going to get out, and they're going to be social. They're going to go to a restaurant tonight and those places, perhaps with the exception of the zoo and Splash Kingdom, there's many others I could name, have less of an opportunity to experience entertainment, to support 4th of July and Independence Day, properly social distance. We are going to be telling everyone, please wear a mask. Lowe's has volunteered to give away a limited amount of masks to people that either forgot to have any. And I think the city of Forney provides the perfect opportunity for people to get out, be entertained, to celebrate our independence at our community park, because it's so large and it has so much room for us to and do what we need to do. As it pertains to the event that's going on in Fox Hollow.
Just a second, Sean. He is cutting in and out on us. Do you hear that? Because I'm only catching half of what he's saying.
Yes, Mayor Penn. Mr. Thomas, if you can mute yourself until you need to speak, I believe that's where the feedback is coming from. That should help us.
You want me to, I need to mute myself?
Yeah, yes, sir. Until you're ready to speak, believe that's where the feedback's coming from.
Sorry, Sean, I had to do that because I was only catching half of what you were saying. You were going in and out. Go ahead.
About everyone else, do I need to repeat what I said, or?
I heard you.
I got the bulk of it.
Yes,
Okay.
I did too.
So that's where I'm at. I just don't feel like it's my place to tell everyone not to be independent on Independence Day. And I think that we should follow through with this event just as it's been planned. And that's where I stand on the issue.
Thank you. Who's next up? Robbie?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin? Kevin?
Oh,
Robbie, you want to go?
no, Kevin, go ahead.
Well, I'm just nervous about the entire thing. I didn't know if anybody has thought outside the box. Is there any other options besides everybody gathering in one location? Can we still have the fireworks? And I mean, is that even a half decent idea? I'm not sure if anybody's thought outside the box. The reason being just, obviously cases are increasing. Robbie probably can talk to it way more than I can, but just encouraging the citizens to gather when Dallas County has just put up their guidelines of 100 people or more. They're discouraging, large group gatherings. So, what does that make us look like? I mean, does that make Forney look like, hey, we're, everything's okay? It's not out here, everybody's doing the right thing out here, but are they really? Don't we feel as a city council some sense of responsibility to help guide and set guidelines out there? So those are just my thoughts initially.
If I can, I know I was cutting out a little bit in my initial response. I feel like if you just only do fireworks, you're going to have people that are going to gather in the various parking lots around Forney anyway to watch them, whether it be at Forney High School, which people have done in the past, at First Baptist, in different parking lots around the park and stuff like that. And it's going to provide less of an opportunity for people to social distance. I think this is kind of where I'm saying that I don't think we should overthink it. I know the initial thought is people are going to be gathering in a large group at the park, but there's plenty of opportunity with 170 acres at our park for people to social distance and do what not only the city of Forney, Kaufman County, and the state and federal governments have done, and that is to tell people what you got to do is social distance and wear a mask. We're doing the same thing with this, with the promotion of the event, and Lowe's is going to be there providing a limited amount of masks as well. So,
and the only feedback I have is that we've been telling people that for a long time, and cases still keep increasing. I mean, I'm not going to say it's an age group, but some people listen obviously better than others. But we've been saying that for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and then these cases keep increasing. And do we ever get to a point where we say, okay, guys, enough is enough. Let's shut down. Not that this is a shutdown, but there is a point where we catch it early and we avoid avoid the tragic, cases that are coming this way, or we are basically being reactive. So I just want to be proactive.
Kevin, that is an option, and that's why I wanted to have this meeting so that everybody could discuss what their ideas are and what the different options are. So that's why we're all getting a chance and an opportunity to talk about what the different options are. So
Absolutely.
that is one.
I
Okay.
think with the cases increasing, there are so many variables that have to do with that, with the parameters on what it is to be labeled as either probable or positive for COVID-19 have changed. There's an increase in testing. And as people get more and more worried about the more symptoms that they keep adding to the parameters and all that good stuff, they're all going to go get, more people are going to get tested and all that. Now, like I said, we could get into a long discussion about all that stuff. I just think there's more variables than just the fact that people are going out and getting together and spreading it amongst each other. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Next up, who else?
I just want to speak. I'm kind of on the fence with everything. I still want to err on the side of caution because I am a healthcare worker. I understand the councils. I was very excited about the celebration as well because, like I said, it's my first Saturday being off, and I've never really gotten a chance to go to the celebration. So I was really excited about that. But just speaking to some of the things that have already been said, I understand Dallas capability, their ICUs, phenomenal healthcare worker staffs in the hospital. But regardless of how many beds that we have, do we want to put people in those beds? No, that's not our objective. Our objective is to prevent things from happening and escalating. And facilities, yes, they do have ICUs. Guys, they're bursting at the seams. I mean, people are literally in some facilities waiting down in the emergency department until an ICU bed is available. It's scary. And I'm not trying to incite fear into the public. And I agree with Sean. I believe numbers can be skewed. I think they can be skewed to fit people's agenda of what they want to say or what they don't want to say. But being a frontline worker and seeing it personally is sad. It's very sad. And when you have your family member in the hospital, they're hooked up to all these IVs. They're hooked up to ventilators. They hooked up to dialysis, whether it's permanent or temporary. And no one can come and see them and comfort them. It bothers me. So that's why I err on the side of caution. But it's whatever the council agrees to do. I would probably be a little hesitant about moving forward, but I would move forward if that's what the council wants to do. I believe people need to understand that it's a real deal. It's the real deal, and sometimes you can be the healthiest and still not survive. So people need to really make really good sound judgments for their children, for their spouses, for grandparents that may be living with them, or other family members for some reason may be living with them. I mean, families are made up of all different dynamics these days. So I would just say that. And Mayor, I'm done.
Thank you, Robbie.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Cooper.
There's a ton of parking lots out here that everybody can park at. As Sean says, over 170 acres that we can gather at the park and still social distance from everybody, without being right next to everybody. And even the Hal Richards, the judge of Coffin, said you can gather, just stay 6 feet apart, without a mask. Everybody's having a knee-jerk reaction to this. You can come to the park or you don't come to the park. We can't tell you what you can do and what you can't do. So, just come and enjoy it. If not, sit in the parking lot somewhere else and enjoy it.
Is that it?
That's pretty much.
Okay.
I'm in
Mr.
favor of
Johnson?
keep going, you know?
Oh, okay. Mr. Johnson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is one of those decisions that no matter what we decide, it's damned if we do, damned if we don't.
Yes.
Now that's just one of those things that comes with this territory. I will say this much, cases have been increasing, but I think we can zero in on two primary areas. One of them are the young folks, the 20 and 30-year-olds who basically, when the governor opened things up a month ago, threw caution to the wind and basically totally, if the violated is the right word, I'll use it, violated protocol. They didn't social distance, they didn't wear a mask, boom. You saw what happened. And the other thing that I think happened, and it's unfortunate, but I think they weren't prepared for it, and that's what's happening in the nursing homes or the assisted, living facilities. They weren't ready for this. And that's where you've had your two big spikes have been in those groups. And so, I'm looking at it as, I'm on the fence too with it. I've got a spouse that is high risk, is still having issues. We won't be going to the park, but I'm not going to deny that to someone who may want to go at the same time. Nobody's putting a gun to anybody's head and saying you have to go to the park for this event. You can stay at home and watch it. You can go to a parking lot or you can go to the park. It's your option. And, at some point you've got to expect people, they have got to start using their heads, a little common sense, and just social distance and or wear a mask. It's not that hard to do. I wear a mask all the time when I go out. I mean, I don't enjoy it, but you know what? I don't want to bring something home either and make mama sick.
Right.
So, like I said, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of it doesn't matter what decision we make, someone's not going to like it out there. They're going to rip us on social media. And my only comment to anybody who wants to do it is just, get in line and take a number. So, I'm inclined to, I would have probably preferred some kind of modified version. That's what most cities are doing, that are doing one, but I don't think that's going to be possible. And it's either going to be, feast or famine. And I don't want to just say no to everything. I'd rather just have the event. So I'm leaning towards that way. I know Rockwall's doing that. Colleyville's doing it. Granbury's doing it. And I know Terrell and Kaufman decided to not do it except for the fireworks. But, each city has to make a decision based on what each council feels is the best. So, it's just a mixed bag out there of what other cities are doing. So it's just whatever you feel is in the best interest of your community.
That it?
I gotta say.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, unmute yourself, please, sir. You're up. Mr. Thomas, there you go.
I have my personal opinions and my personal reasoning. I'm not really going to go into it here, but I am in favor of holding the event.
Okay. Well, I'm the only one that hasn't really said anything. I think that having the fireworks is a very safe thing to do. I think that people should be social distancing and wearing their masks. I'm not big on the mask, but I don't go anywhere because I will follow the guidelines. If you have to wear a mask, I'll wear a mask. And I think that there are people that want the event. There are people that don't want the event. It's just all over the board and they're one way or the other. I think that it would be great that we could go ahead and have the fireworks and not have the rest of the event. And that way you're still celebrating the 4th of July, but it doesn't hurt to not have the rest of the event, just to be proactive and be safe for the citizens that are not on. It is a personal matter if you want to go or not, but I really wanted to hear what Robbie had to say because she is in the healthcare industry. And if anybody, there's just numbers all over the place and they're all skewed, but she sees the real deal. And I think, like Kevin said, I'm on the air of caution, just to be cautious for the citizens. it's not the end of the world. It's okay if we don't have the event, because a month ago we were all ready to do it, but things have changed again. And I hate that things are being media driven, but I wasn't going by that. I wanted to hear what Robbie had to say. As far as the other parking lots, that doesn't bother me because I usually don't go into the park to watch the fireworks. I usually go in Walmart's parking lot and watch the fireworks and enjoy them from over there. And there are plenty of parking lots all around. So I'm going to be okay with whatever the council does, but I would be in favor of a modified version of the fireworks without the rest of the event going on. But and that's what I would support. So actually, since everybody talked, I'll entertain a motion, and either a motion to go forward, to not go forward, or to go forward with a modified, as something modified. So whatever your guys' thoughts are, that's what we should do.
Madam
Madam
Mayor, I
Mayor,
make a motion that we go forward with the event as is.
second.
I have a motion by Sean, a second by Robbie, to go with everything forward as it is. Correct, Robbie?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
Nay. And motion carries. Did you get the yays and nays? Okay, the nays were me and Kevin. And the yays were everyone else. Okay. With that being said, motion passes. The event will go on the way that it has been planned. And so I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion by Robbie,
Second.
a second by Mr. Cooper. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks.
Aye.